Welcome to Tech Talk Central. Nathan here.
And Sarah here.
Today we're doing a deep dive comparison you asked for, looking at two specific gaming monitors.
Right, both high refresh rate, both 27 inches. We've got the Acer Predator gaming monitor, the X27U model.
And the Samsung Odyssey G4 series, the LS27BG 402EN.
Both are hitting that 240 hertz mark, which is fantastic for smooth gameplay, and they both have adaptive sync tech.
Exactly. But they're quite different in other ways, so our mission here is to unpack those differences.
Yeah, help you figure out which one might be the better fit for your setup and what you play.
Okay, so let's start with the key specs, just a quick overview.
All right. The Acer Predator, it's a 27-inch WQHD display. That's 2560 by 1440 resolution.
10 resolution, yeah.
And crucially, it's an OLED panel. It's got AMD FreeSync Premium Pro, a crazy fast 0.03 meters response time gray to gray.
0.03, wow.
Yeah, and VISA Display HDR True Black 400 certification. So think deep blacks, high contrast.
Okay, and the Samsung?
Also 27 inches, but it's full HD, so 1920 by 1080. It uses an IPS panel.
Okay, IPS. Still good, but different from OLED.
Right. It's G-Sync compatible and supports AMD FreeSync Premium, so flexible there. Also 240 hertz, but the response time is listed as 1 millisecond GTG, and it supports HDR10.
So right off the bat, you can see that key difference. WQHD OLED on the Acer versus FHD IPS on the Samsung. That's going to impact sharpness, colors, quite a bit.
Absolutely. Let's dig into that display tech a bit more. The Acer's OLED, the marketing talks about colors so vivid you might question reality.
Hey, okay, maybe a bit much, but OLED is known for that vibrancy.
It really is. And the specs back it up somewhat. DCI-P3, 99% color gamut, Delta E under 2.
Yeah.
That suggests really good color accuracy out of the box.
So for visually rich games, that could be a huge plus for you.
Definitely. Plus, you get those perfect blacks because each pixel lights itself. It even has features to combat, potential burn-in, like image retention refresh. Peak brightness is pretty high, too, for HDR highlights.
What about the glossy screen mentioned in the reviews?
Ah, yes, one user did mention that. OLEDs often have a glossier finish, which enhances contrast, but can mean more reflections depending on your room lighting. Something to keep in mind.
Okay. And the Samsung's IPS?
Well, IPS is known for good, consistent colors and wide viewing angles. 178 degrees here. It's a reliable tech.
Supports HDR10, you said.
Yes, but unlike the Acer specs, we don't have specific color gamut numbers provided in the source. It'll likely be good, but probably won't match the sheer contrast and pop of the OLED.
Right. Okay, let's talk gaming features. Both hit 240 hertz. That's the main draw for smooth gameplay.
Exactly. High refresh rate is key. And the response times are both low. Acer's insanely low at 0.03 meters. Samsung's very respectable at 1 meter.
So both should feel really responsive, minimal ghosting or blur in fast action.
Pretty much, yeah. The difference between 0.03 and 1 meters might be perceptible to, pro-level esports players, but both are excellent for minimizing motion blur.
And the adaptive sync. Acer has FreeSync Premium Pro.
Right, which syncs perfectly with AMD cards to eliminate screen tearing and stutter. Smooth variable refresh rate.
And there was that user feedback about helping with vertigo.
Yeah, someone sensitive to motion blur found it really effective. That speaks volumes about the smoothness.
And the Samsung counters with G-Sync compatibility and FreeSync Premium.
Correct. So, whether you have an NVIDIA or AMD graphics card, you're covered for variable refresh rate. Same goal. Smooth, tear-free gaming.
Okay, what about the actual physical monitors? Stands design.
The Acer has what they call an ergo stand, tilt, swivel, height adjust. Pretty standard, good ergonomics.
And a zero-frame design, thin bezels.
Yep, good for multi-monitor setups or just a cleaner look. One review liked that it didn't scream gamer aesthetically.
But there was that potential pop-up issue.
Ah, right. The image retention refresh reminder. One user found it annoying, but importantly, another found a way to disable it in the settings menu, so likely manageable.
Good to know. And the Samsung.
Also features an ergonomic stand with swivel, tilt, and height adjustment, so both seem to cover the basics for getting a comfortable viewing angle.
Connectivity. Ports.
Acer gives you DisplayPort 1.4, two HDMI 2.1 ports, that's nice for consoles too, and an audio out, plus an HDMI cable included.
Always handy. Samsung.
DisplayPort and HDMI connections. And it has this Auto Source Switch Plus feature.
Oh, what's that?
It automatically detects when you turn on a connected device, like your console or PC, and switches the input for you. A small convenience, but neat.
Let's circle back to that resolution thing. WQHD versus FHD on the same 27-inch size.
Yeah, it's significant. WQHD on the Acer means higher pixel density. Images, text, everything should look noticeably sharper, more detailed.
Especially noticeable for desktop use, maybe, or strategy games with fine detail.
Exactly. But the trade-off is performance. Driving WQHD at 240 Hz needs a more powerful graphics card than driving FHD at 240 Hz, so you need to make sure your PC can handle it.
Good point. So consider your GPU power.
Definitely.
Did we get much customer feedback specifically on the Samsung?
You know, the source material we looked at primarily highlighted the Acer feedback, the praise for color, HDR, the anti-burn-in features, and that solvable pop-up issue. For the Samsung G4 on that specific page, direct customer review snippets weren't included.
Okay. And warranty support. Standard Amazon stuff.
Pretty much. Both sold on Amazon, standard returns apply. The Samsung page did highlight options for Acerian protection plans, those extended warranties, if that's something you value. Acer's warranty info is usually linked on the product page.
Right. Okay, so let's try and sum this up for you.
Yeah, boil it down. Both monitors offer that super smooth 240 Hz refresh rate. That's a big tick for gaming responsiveness.
But the Acer Predator really stands out with its visuals. The sharper WQHD resolution combined with that OLED panel, you're getting potentially much better image quality, color contrast. Customer feedback seems to back that up.
It's the premium visual experience,
Yeah.
but it likely comes at a premium price, and you need the GPU power.
Whereas the Samsung Odyssey G4 gives you the same 240 Hz smoothness, but at FHD resolution with an IPS panel. Still a very solid gaming experience, likely more accessible price-wise, and great adaptive sync flexibility.
Exactly. So the choice really comes down to your priorities and maybe your budget. Are you chasing the absolute best picture quality with that OLED sharpness and color and willing to invest for it?
Or is hitting that high refresh rate fluid gameplay target at FHD perfectly fine, maybe saving some cash or ensuring your current GPU can max it out?
That's pretty much the core decision you're looking at.
Well, hopefully this breakdown helps you weigh those factors.
To find the latest prices and deals, be sure to check out the links in the description below.
And if you found this comparison helpful, please subscribe to our channel, Tech Talk Central, for more in-depth tech insights.